Hello, welcome to Touch My Arts. I'm Dee. I know you might be expecting a Hugeforge video this week, but unfortunately that is all the black I've got left. So I've ordered some more in, it'll be here Saturday, so next week we're doing Hugeforge. What are my arts and why would you want to touch them, you may be asking? My art form of choice is Hueforge, and it's a 3D printed, fully textured art piece. Unfortunately, it doesn't transfer very well to video or photo, which is one of the main reasons I plan to make money off of this with a market stall. Now I need to get, personal liability insurance, and I need to sign up as a sole trader on the YouGov website. That will be coming up in future videos if you want to follow along with how I get set up for a business. But at the moment I've got this little print garden here. Can't call it a print farm, it's two printers, it's a garden. It's a window garden. I've got a print window garden. And I just thought for this video, you know, I'd talk about, because I'm getting lots of views from people that may not have, you know, any clue really what Hueforge is. I wasn't expecting to be getting this many views. So I thought I'd run through quickly kind of the whole process of it really, or not the full process because a lot of it takes part on the PC and you can see that in other videos I've already done. But like the setup, it's a cheap setup. If you want to start a business, there's almost no cost in. You buy your printer, you grab some coloured filaments and you're basically good to go. Now you can do a whole range of things. I love my fan art. And yeah, I'm not ashamed to admit it, I use AI to create my images. If you don't tell people, they honestly don't know. It is a hobby, it's not just stuff, you know, I sell. But the kind of stuff I hope to be selling is, you know, the pet photographs, wedding photos, light box panels, and window hangers. Don't know if you can see that there, but little loop there. Hang on the window nicely. And this one here is backlit, so light shines through and you get a completely different colour scheme come through. You know, hang on a mirror, hang on a window if you want the light effect. Great stuff. Maybe you want to mess with people's eyes and do some optical illusion type stuff. Range is wide of what you can do, and most of that stuff there actually doesn't need a huge amount of filaments. The colour ones, I tend to use 7 filaments, but you can get away with just 4. Black, orange, yellow, and a darker like a blue or a purple maybe, you know, for the highlights. So it's simplistic. Now they take a lot less than 100 grams of filament, so the cost isn't really in the filament, barely uses any, so you have lots of different colours but you don't use a lot of it. Electric wise, I'm barely noticing a difference of running printers, I'm really not, so I can't really tell you exactly how much they use, but they don't use a lot. Now a lot of people are complaining about noise of printers, and that's why I'm in a room with this on. I'm not doing anything special with the microphone here, so all the background noise is what it is. I could sleep with that quite easily. This is a spare room, I don't sleep in here, but I could. Let's take a look at the actual setup. So I'm not a professional YouTuber, so you'll have to excuse the poor lighting, but basically what we got here is 1 inch of foam, a paving slab, or I don't know what you'd call it in the States, hopefully a paving slab, a concrete paving slab basically. That stops any of the vibrations going anywhere but on the printer. So downstairs you can't hear it, my room next door you can't hear it. And further on with the setup, I bought this as a combo, so this down here is the Ace Pro 2 unit, or Ace 2 Pro, I don't know, and you get 3 colours up on the actual X itself, but you miss out the 4th slot because that's taken up by the AMS, so I can do 7 colours without having to do any swaps at all. It is a massive improvement on the Kobra S1. This one is real hit and miss for first layers, so if you're going for Hueforges I would fully recommend that one. Not so much the S1, although it is an awesome little printer, don't get me wrong. And that is the main advantage of why I went for Anycubic. I'm not sponsored or anything like that, although if they want to send me a S1 Max, I'd be massively appreciative, because I'd like to do some prop making, you know, full-size helmets and stuff without having to chop them up. If it's cheap, very cheap. It was like 400 quid for the Kobra X and 450 for the S1 Max. So you're really not looking at a massive setup. 900 quid and you've got yourself some printers, another 100 quid on filament. So for £1,000 you could have a business setup. Oh, insurance is going to cost something, I imagine, so add that on top. If you're in the UK, I'm not sure what other countries are like for insurance, but in the UK, almost all the like full-time markets, the conventions and that kind of stuff, they all require personal liability insurance. So I'm going to have to look into that. That'll be a future video, along with signing up as a sole trader. Again, something you might not have to do in any other countries, but in the UK you do if you're doing a business. I'm not sure if I mentioned it already, but I print with PETG only. I've never printed with what's the other one called? PLA it is, it says on the box. So yeah, I've never printed with the PLA, only ever PETG. Yeah, so the next real expense is filament, and it's really not a lot, especially if you wait for deals. It's like with the 4 rolls of black I've got come in, it cost me like £32, which is really cheap because I managed to get it on a deal. So less than £10 a roll. Most of these, it probably averages out to between £10 and £12 a roll. Yeah, hopefully this hasn't created too much noise in the background. Like I say, I could probably sleep with it, no worries. Yeah, nice little video there, I hope. You know, hopefully encourage some people to follow along the journey and maybe turn their hobby into a business without taking the fun out of it. So join a community, Hueforge Discord, 3D Prints with Vic, awesome communities, love them both, and I'm in there daily pretty much. So, well, it's easy for me, I work on Discord, so very easy to jump over. So if anything, I could probably post less. But anyway, if you want to have a chat, I'm D-Does-AI over on those, so you'll see me post, feel free to give me a ping. If I get a random friend request, I usually just delete them, unfortunately, so definitely let me know if you're going to try and send a friend request. But it's easier just chatting the server, keeps the servers busy, helps with their growth as well. Yeah, next week I will almost definitely be doing a Hugeforge. I'm not sure exactly what I want to do. Well, I want to do a full 7-foot size me as a predator. So that could be interesting if I can get it colour matched. I'm useless with colour match, but that's usually down to my colour selection. I just don't have a massive shade selection. But with the colours I need for the predator, I think I've got pretty much everything. So I'm going to give it a try anyway. So that'll be next week's video, getting that all chopped up and made into an image. And the week after this video, obviously I'll reveal the fully printed out and stuck to my wall 7-foot predator me, which it's going to be so fun. I hope it really is. I do hope you've enjoyed this week's little video, insight into my life, my setup, my little just a window garden at the moment. It will grow into a garden and then a farm, and then we'll reap the rewards, eh? So follow along and I will catch you in next week's video, where we will be going huge.